Hello everyone, welcome to the online platform of Vidya Aradhana Academy. We are back with the new session of our PYQ series. In this session, we will discuss all the questions which are related to magnetic effect of electric current. Fine. Again, a very important topic according to your NEET syllabus. Fine. In this session, we will discuss all the questions which were asked from the year 2016 to 2020. Fine. So, without wasting much of your time, let us start with the first question. Okay. So, the first question asked is that ionized hydrogen atoms and alpha particles with the same momenta enters perpendicular to a constant magnetic field B. The ratio of their radii of their paths RH by R alpha will be. Okay. So, first of all, if I want to start, I'll start with the basic thing. What the basic thing I know? I know the basic thing in this is that radius R is equal to, I can write mv by qb. Fine. So this is the basic equation for the radius which I know. Now, with this particular relation, I can understand momentum, the value of momentum is nothing but mass into velocity. So I can simply write this radius equation. I can write R is equal to momentum divided by charge into magnetic field. So these are the things which we are knowing. Now if we know all these things, what is the information given to us? The information which is given to us is that they have told both of the particles, hydrogen as well as the alpha particle, is having same momentum. That means they are having same momentum. Now, what the case is, I can simply write radius of an hydrogen atom. Now, for an hydrogen atom, number of charges is 1 charge. For an alpha particle, the number of charges are 2q. 2 charges, 2 protons, or we can say single proton is available with hydrogen, and 2 protons are available with alpha particle. Fine. Now, as both are having same momentum, we are not concerned with the masses. It will have 4 mass, it will have 2 masses. Fine. So we are not concerned with the masses. So radius of an hydrogen atom is equal to, I can write momentum of an hydrogen atom divided by charge q into magnetic field B. Okay. So similarly, radius of an alpha particle will be given as momentum of alpha particle divided by charges are 2q into B. So they have asked me the ratio of radii. So ratio of radii will be given as RH, radius of hydrogen, divided by radius of alpha particle, which is nothing but, if we simplify here, as both the momenta are same, they will be cancelled out. This will be cancelled out. So it is 1 upon 1 by 1 upon 2, which is nothing but 2 by 1. So this is my concerned answer. So the option number first will be correct in this particular case. Very simple question. You can pause the video and write the concerned solution. Fine. So let us move to the next question. In the next question, it is asked on the solenoid. Fine. So a long solenoid of 50 centimeter length. So we are given length which is nothing but 50 centimeter, which is nothing but, if we convert into SI units, it becomes 0.5 meter. Fine. Now, having 100 turns, so the value of n is given to us. What is value of n? Value of n is 100 turns. Fine. Now, it carries a current I. They have given me the value of I is 2.5 ampere. Now, the magnetic field at the center of a solenoid is, fine. So, if I want to find the magnetic field at the center of solenoid, I know the equation magnetic field B is equal to mu naught Ni divided by L. Fine. So, divided by L means this will be the magnetic field per unit turn. Concerned magnetic field per unit turn. Fine. So B is equal to mu naught. Value of mu naught is 4 pi into 10 to the power minus 7 into number of turns are 100 into current is 2.5 divided by the length value is 0.5. If we simplify this particular case, this gets cancelled out, it becomes 5. Fine. So 5 into 4 20. So B is equal to 5 into 4 20 into 100 2000 into 10 to the power minus 7 into pi. Pi value we can directly write it as 3.14. Fine. So B is equal to, this gets cancelled out, we are having 2 into 3.14 into 10 to the power, हे 3 cancel झाले, इथले 3 cancel होतील, so it will be minus 4. So the answer of magnetic field is 6.28 into 10 to the power minus 4. The concerned option, please choose the concerned answer, it is the fourth option. Fine. So these are the things. Please pause and write the solution so we can move to the next question. Fine. So I hope you people are knowing these things are easy. Now, very important question. You have to understand this particular graph. Now, along with this question, we will discuss when these graphs will be arriving. Fine. So what is given? A cylindrical conductor of radius r is carrying constant current. The plot of magnitude of magnetic field B with the distance d from the center of the conductor is correctly represented by the figure. Very nice. Fine. So let us understand. So what the case is, first of all you have to know if this is the concerned wire we are talking about. Fine. The radius of the wire, let us say the radius of wire is r. Radius of this wire is r. Fine. So now what they have asked me, I have to find magnetic field inside on the surface as well as I have to find outside the wire. Fine. So these are the three cases where I have to find the concerned magnetic field. So if I want to find the magnetic field inside at a certain distance r. Fine. So the first case we can say that first case is r less than r. Fine. Where r, what is the r we can mention here? R is distance from center. Distance from center. Actually we are revising the concept in a very short span, and this r is nothing but the radius of that concerned wire. Fine. So concentrate now. If it is inside this particular case, the magnetic field in this case B is given as B is equal to mu naught I r, where r is the distance, divided by 2 pi capital R square. So this is the magnetic field inside the concerned wire. So simply I can write that the magnetic field is directly proportional to R. Concentrate. As this distance R increases, the value of the magnetic field will go on increasing. Now second case, case number 2, if I want to talk with the case number 2 where we are talking about R is equal to R. Fine. For this particular case, for r equal to r, we can say that this is the concerned wire. Here, this is the radius r, and whatever the concerned we are talking about, this is this other radius r. For this particular case, the magnetic field B is given as mu naught I by 2 pi r. Now you must have known how these derivations have come. We're not concerned with those derivations. So this will be the magnetic field at the surface. We can actually call this magnetic field as maximum magnetic field, B max. It will be maximum at the surface of this particular conductor. Okay, so this is the second magnetic field. Now if I want to talk about the third magnetic field, third case will be what? This is the wire we are talking about. This is the concerned wire of radius r, and I want to find magnetic field. In first case we found magnetic field somewhere here. Fine. In second case we are finding the magnetic field at a certain distance small r, which is outside. Fine. This was inside, this was on the surface, this is outside the surface. So for this particular case, the concerned magnetic field B here is nothing but mu naught I by 2 pi r. Small r, difference between these two, इथं small किंवा capital R घेऊ शकतो. We can take any because both are same. Here we can simply say that r is greater than r. Here the value of r is greater than r. So for this particular case we can say that the magnetic field is directly proportional to 1 by r. So all these things, if we plot on a single point, if we plot on a single point, concentrate what kind of graph we are going to get. If this is the axis we are talking about, here we say we are taking the magnetic field, here we are taking the distance r from the center O. Fine. Let us plot the concerned wire at this particular point. This is the center. Fine. So till this wire goes at this particular point, till this particular point, the magnetic field is somewhere here. The magnetic field will be maximum somewhere here. We can say this is B max. So initially, what was the case? B was directly proportional to R. So initially the magnetic field will rise like this. Here the magnetic field will be maximum. Fine. On the surface the magnetic field is maximum. Outside the surface it decreases. With outside the magnetic field is proportional to 1 by R. So it will be having such type of graph. Fine. Magnetic field versus distance. So if we choose the concerned graph, if we go back to the screen, we can say that the concerned graph, this type of graph we have seen. Fine. So such type of graph where it will be, this is not the graph, this is not the graph. So we can say that option number C is our correct answer, which gives me the concerned graph for this particular question. Very, very important question asked in the 2019 NEET. Very, very simple. Fine. If you know these things, it becomes very simple. Fine. So if you have understood, please pause, write the concerned things, and we can see the next particular question. Two toroids, 1 and 2, have total number of turns 200 and 100 respectively, with average radii 40 centimeter and 20 centimeter respectively. If they carry same current I, the ratio of magnetic fields along the two loops is, fine. So we have to find the concerned magnetic field for toroid is given as mu naught Ni by 2 pi R. So this is the magnetic field of a toroid. So two toroids are given to us. So B1 will be nothing but mu naught N1 I1 divided by 2 pi R1. Likewise, B2 will be given as mu naught N2 I2 divided by 2 pi R2. So they want the ratio. Fine. So they want the ratio here. If I want to find the concerned ratio, B1, so if we simplify, what is given? If they carry same current, what they have mentioned is, they have mentioned that both of them are carrying the same current. Same current means we can simplify mu naught from both equations. I1 from this and I2 from this gets cancelled out. Fine. And 2 pi also gets cancelled out. So what is the value remaining? N1 by R1, N2 by R2. So B1. So if I want to find B1 by B2, it gives me N1 by N2 into R2 by R1. Denominator comes on the upper side. Fine. So if we simplify this, N1 is how much? N1 is 200, N2 is 100 into R2 is 20 divided by R1 is 40. Simplifying, it becomes 1:1. So that is the concerned answer. Option number 2 is my concerned answer. Please pause and write. Okay, so if it is done, we move to the next question. A long wire of radius A carries a steady current I. The current is uniformly distributed over its cross section. The ratio of magnetic fields B and B dash at radial distances A by 2 and 2A. So see, they have given us that radius is A. Radius is A. That means one magnetic field we have to find inside the wire, one is outside the wire. Now we are knowing the formulas, we can very easily find the magnetic field. So what we are knowing, they have asked me if this is the concerned wire I was having. Let us say the radius of the wire they have given as A. So what they have asked us, they have asked us to find the radii, one at this particular point where this distance is A by 2, and other radii they have asked us at a distance 2A. So these are the things. So inside, so first magnetic field is inside the wire B in, which we know the formula, mu naught I R divided by 2 pi R square. Again I can write R is distance from, R is the distance from center, and capital R is the radius. Capital R is the radius. So understand this, this becomes the distance, this radius is this particular radii. Fine. Now Second is B outside. B outside, we are knowing the formula. It is mu naught I by 2 pi r. In this case we are having no issues. If they have asked us to find the ratio, if I want to find the ratio, what the case is, if I have to find the constant ratio here, what the ratio gives me the value B in by B out is equal to, let us simplify this. Mu naught gets cancelled out. Fine. What the case is, this 2 pi gets again cancelled out. Okay, let us substitute the value. This will be I into A by 2 into A square. So this gets cancelled out. Fine. Divided by, what is the value? I into upon, this is 2A. So 2A gets cancelled out, I is cancelled out, so simply I have to write 1 by 1 is my concerned answer. Is it understood? Only I have substituted the value. I have taken as I, instead of R I have substituted A by 2. This R square, as it is R, radius square A square I have taken. Fine. Below that, see, mu naught is cancelled, 2 pi is cancelled, I have taken as I. R distance, in this case it is 2A. So as it is 2A is taken, if we simplify, it becomes 1:1. So the concerned answer is option number C, which is 1. Very, very simple. Please pause and write. Okay, so let us move to the next question. A metallic rod of mass per unit length 0.5 kg per meter is lying horizontally on a smooth inclined plane which makes an angle of 30 degrees with the horizontal. Okay, so they have given me a concerned plane which is making an angle of 30 degrees with the horizontal. Fine. The rod is not allowed to slide down by flowing a current through it when the magnetic field of induction 0.25 is acting along the vertical direction. Okay, the current flowing in the rod to keep it stationary. That means, first of all, understand the rod is in equilibrium. The rod is in equilibrium. That means, understand, there is a plank like this. Fine. This is the angle 30 degree. This angle is made 30 degree like this. The plank rod is kept. Fine. Now this rod is placed like this. Assertive rod. If you observe, if this plank, if I look from the front view, ही plank मला अशी दिसणार बेटा, है ना. याच्यासोबत angle असा आहे आणि हा concerned angle. This other plane is like this. Fine. If you observe, the rod is placed like this. जर तुम्ही समोरून बघितलं तर rod चं तुम्हाला काय दिसणार आहे? You will be only observing the side view of rod. Fine. Only you are able to observe the side view of that particular rod. Fine. That means the rod is placed in this particular way. If you observe, this is the plane. Plane is like this. Inclined plane. This is the inclined plane which is making 30 degree with the horizontal. Fine. The rod is placed like this. If you observe, the rod is placed like this. It is carrying current and they have given a magnetic field which is vertical. They have told us that there is a magnetic field acting vertically upwards. Fine. Now this rod is having certain mass, so the gravity will try to pull this particular rod downwards with a force mg. Now basically what should happen? This rod should come down. It must slide, but it is not sliding. That means it is in equilibrium. Equilibrium condition, we know. What is equilibrium condition? The forces acting on the body, cancel each other out. Cancel each other. The forces acting on the body cancel each other. So what are the forces? See, if we understand, these are the components. What are the components of this mg? Mg will have two components. One is acting here, other is acting this side. Fine. So this is 30, this becomes 30. So this is mg cos 30. This becomes mg sin 30. Fine. Now understand, this is the position of the rod. Fine. Magnetic field is acting upwards. Fine. Magnetic field is acting upwards. The current in the rod is flowing in this direction. It is going inside. Magnetic field is upward. So the force on the rod, this will be the force acting on the rod F. So if this is 30, this becomes 30 degrees. So this component will be F cos 30. So this mg sine 30 is balanced by this f cos 30, and hence this rod is not sliding downwards. Now the question, the concerned case is cleared. If the concerned case is cleared, now we can understand how to simplify this particular problem. How can we simplify? We can simply write, due to equilibrium, we can write mg sine 30 is equal to f cos 30. Fine. This f is nothing but magnetic force. We know that Fm is nothing but BIL, magnetic field, current, and length of the rod. Fine. So this is the constant case. If I substitute there, so I can write this mg sine 30 degrees is equal to BIL cos of 30 degrees. So I want what they have asked us, the current flowing in the rod. Current they have asked, in other than current, all things will come this side. So I can write I is equal to mg divided by B into L sine 30 by cos of 30. So if we simplify, this is going to be tan 30. Mass they have given us. So mass is what? 0.5. Now yes, 0.5 into G is 9.8 divided by magnetic field is how much? 0.25. And length per meter they have given, that means the length is 1 into tan 30 is 1 by root of 3. Fine. If we simplify, this becomes 2. So it is simply, we can write, this is 19.6 divided by root 3 is 1.73. If we want to simplify that, okay, let us simplify. 19.6, let us take this as like this, 173. So if we divide this 173, 196 minus 173, 0, 2, 3, 0. So 1, है ना? If we divide once, it will be this much is the remainder. Again we divide by 173. So 1, 11 minus 173. If we do, this will be 1, 7. गेले तर 13 मधून 6 गेले, किती राहिले? 12 7 गेले, 5 राहिले, 5 आणि 0. 57 is remaining. So let us leave about that. So how much? 11. So concerned option, concerned check, yes. So this will be the concerned answer, 11.32. If you simplify this further, it will be 11.32. I have solved this till 11. Further, if I want to check with 11, I got the answer, so there is no issue. So please pause the video, right? This is very, very important point in this question. Okay, if it is done, we move to the next question. Let us discuss the next question. A 250 ton rectangular coil of length 2.1 centimeter and width 1.25 centimeter carries a current of 85 microampere and subjected to a magnetic field of strength 0.85 Tesla. Work done for rotating the coil by 180 degrees against the torque is. Okay, so work done. We know the formula of work done. What is the formula for this work done? We write MB cos of theta 1 minus cos of theta 2. Fine. Initially it is rotated by 180 degrees. That means initially the angle was theta was, here we can simply say theta 1 is equal to 0 degrees. Theta 2 is equal to 180 degrees. If we simplify this, let us simplify what it becomes. Work done is equal to MB into cos 0. Cos 0 is 1 minus cos 180 is minus 1, minus of minus 1. So if we simplify this, work done becomes equal to twice MB. Fine. But they have given the answer in the numerical form, so we have to simplify this. So further we can write this 2 into, this becomes M. M is what? Momentum. Sorry, what we can say, this is dipole moment. So it is NIA into B. Fine. So I think all the things are given, turns are given, current is given, area, length and width is given, magnetic field is given. So let us simplify. Again the calculation is going to be heavy one. It's okay, let us simplify. 250 into N is done. Current they have given how much? 85 microamperes. So 10 to the power minus 6 into area. Okay, the area value is how much? 2 2.1 into 1.25 centimeter, that means it becomes 10 to the power minus 4, very heavy, into magnetic field is 0.85 Tesla. Oof, let us simplify this then. This becomes 500 first of all, so this is 500, okay, into, now let us give the two zeros this side, let us bring this side. So if I cancel this and write it as 85 into 85, now I know the simplification of this, into minus 6, this becomes 10 to the power minus 10. Now let us multiply this, 1.25 into 2.1, so this becomes 21 5 5 2 दिलं 10 21 आणि 42 52 दोन चले 5 21 26 1 2 3, so this is 2.625 into 2.62 and 5. Fine. Now I know the simplification of this, what we can write, 85 square, so 85 into 85, if I want to, this becomes 25, we add 1 in this, 9 into 8 72, so this answer is very simple now, 5 into 7 225 into 2.625, let us leave, into 10 to the power minus 10. Fine. So if, as we have neglected this, our answer will be somewhere close to that. Fine. So let us simplify this now. 26 into 5 130, so this becomes 13 into 7 225 into 10 to the power minus 10. Now very simple, let us simplify that then. 13 5 13 5 5 6 6 13 2 26 32 2 चल 3 13 2 26 आणि 3 29 चल 2 13 7 91 आणि 2 93. So it is 93925 into 10 to the power minus 10. Constant option, if you check, it becomes this. So 9.3 into 10 to the power minus 6 joule. So this is the constant. If you choose the correct option, this is this particular answer. Okay, slightly कुठेतरी mistake. If you simplify, there might be some mistakes किंवा आपण हे neglect केलं आहे, near about value should come. So this is the answer, close to this, so that is our concerned answer. Fine. Now if you pause the video, write the solution so that we can see the next question. The next question, a square loop ABCD carrying a current I is placed near and coplanar with a long straight conductor XY carrying current I. The net force on the loop. They have asked the net force on this loop. Okay, very simple, no problem. First of all, you people should understand one thing. If this conductor is carrying current I1 and there is a loop placed on this particular thing, if it is carrying current I2, this is A, this is B, this is C, and this is D. Okay, so if they have asked me to find the force on the loop, understand, the force on this loop, BIL, whatever the force is, that force is due to the magnetic field of this particular straight current carrying conductor. Fine. So we can simply write that magnetic force Fm is equal to BIL. Now let me interpret this particular BIL. This BIL is nothing but magnetic field of a straight conductor. So B1 into current I2 into length 2. So that is the constant thing. Now if we understood, I can find the value of B1. What is the value of B1? B1 is straight conductor mu naught I1 by 2 pi r, where r is this particular distance and this particular distance. Now understand how the case is. Current is carried, magnetic field is going inside. For this conductor, the magnetic field is going inside. Everywhere the field is going inside. Now if the field is going inside, so the field is going inside, current is going in up, field is going inside, current is going upwards. So the force acting on this conductor is in this particular direction. Fine. So if the force acting on this conductor is this side, that means on this conductor it will be this side. Okay, simply as simple. Now but the thing is that as the distances, this distance they have given L by 2 and this distance they have given as L, hence as these distances are different, they will not cancel each other out. But if you look at these two conductors, the force on this conductor will be this side, force on this conductor will be this side, both will cancel each other out. Fine, because distance, everything is same for these two conductors, so the force acting on them will be cancelled out. Fine. So what the case is, I have to find the value of F1 and value of F2. As these are opposite vectors, by subtracting, I'm going to get the concerned answer for force acting on this particular loop. Fine. So what is the formula for force F1? F1, we know magnetic force is BIL, where B is the field of first conductor, I2 and L2 are the length and current of the second conductor. So force F1 gives me the value mu naught. Force F1 gives me the value of mu naught I1 divided by 2 pi into L by 2. So this is L, distance is L, 2 goes in the numerator. Fine. Into current is I2 into length. This length and this length they are given same. So into L. Now let us simplify this particular thing. First of all, this gets cancelled out. L gets cancelled out. So what is the formula equation for F1? Mu naught I1 I2 divided by pi. Okay. Likewise, if I want to find the second particular force F2, this will be same. Magnetic field of first conductor divided by the distance. How much? L2 plus this distance, concentrate, L by 2 plus L. This becomes 3L by 2. So this is 3L by 2 goes in the numerator into I2 of the second, current of the second conductor, into the length of the second conductor. Fine. So first of all, this length gets cancelled out. 2 gets cancelled out. So the F2 value will be mu naught I1 I2 divided by 3 pi. So I got F1, I have the value of F1, I have the value of F2. By subtracting them, I'm going to get the value of the concerned force. So let us simplify that also. So Fm on the loop, resultant force on the loop, is equal to, are you able to see that pen? Yes, you are able to see. So it will be, see, mu naught I1 I2 pi gets common. So mu naught I1 I2 by pi is common. 1 minus 1 by 3 is the concerned answer. So if you simplify this, Fm becomes equal to mu naught I1 I2 by pi into 3, that means 2 by 3. So this is the concerned answer. So check for the correct option. Now here in question, I1 is given as I, I2 is given as small I. Fine. So mu naught I1 I divided 2 by 3, 2 by 3, 2 by 3, this is the case. Yes, so this is the answer. First is the answer, because length is there, they are not there, it is not 2 by 3. So this is the concerned answer, first option. Please pause and write. Okay, now let us see the next question. So current sensitivity of a moving coil galvanometer is 5. So they have given me IS, which is 5 divisions per milliampere. Okay, so voltage sensitivity VS is given as 20 divisions per volt. Now there is thing, the resistance of the galvanometer. Okay, no problem. So we know that this current sensitivity IS is equal to, it is written as NBA divided by K, where K, this K is figure of merit. Figure of merit means what? It is the amount of current required to deflect the needle of the meter by single division. Fine. For example, IG current is the current flowing through that galvanometer, or the maximum current flowing through that galvanometer. IG current gives me the full scale deflection. Fine. If there are 10 divisions in the galvanometer, it gives me 10 divisions of current, that is IG current. Fine. Figure of merit is what? It is the current required to deflect the needle by 1 division, 0 to 1. Fine. So understand what is VS. Now VS equation also I know, it is NBA by KRG. So if we simplify, I want this value of RG. If I divide this, RG goes in the numerator. So RG, resistance of galvanometer, is equal to, I can simply write current sensitivity divided by voltage sensitivity. Fine. So current sensitivity they have given me. So Rg is equal to 5 divisions. Milliampere, I have to convert this to millivolts. So 20 into 10 to the power minus 3. So this goes in the numerator. So resistance of this galvanometer is equal to 1000. So it is 5000 divided by 20 gets cancelled out. So 250 ohm is the concerned answer. If we want to choose the concerned answer, it is option number 4. So if it is understood, please write. So you might be having problem about this. This is nothing but the amount of current required to deflect the needle by single division. Okay, so that's what we had in this particular topic. We will meet with the another session of our PYQ series, which will be again giving you the information of questions from last 5 years of NEET. For now, keep studying, keep enjoying and your study, and all the best for your NEET examinations and your preparations. For now we stop. We will be again back with the new session of this PYQ series. Thank you.